Hey, hi guys. Hope everyone is well. So we're going to hop right in, starting standing on our mat. Actually, no, I lied. We're going to come down. We're going to start with our mobility instead, getting ourselves all warmed up. So coming to our tabletop position, shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. We're going to start with a scapula pull-up. So we're letting our shoulders drop and we're pushing up through the scapula and then lifting up onto the wrists. Coming down again, drop the scapula, push up through the scapula, up onto the wrists. And we keep moving like this for 10 reps. Moving with your breath. Up onto the wrist. Exhale on the down, let the scapula drop. Inhale on the up. Two more like this. And then you can return to neutral spine and tabletop. So we're going to bring our big toes to touch, spread our knees to the width of the mat. We're going to go into some child pose rocks. So rocking back, heels to glute, come forward over the wrists, flowing with the breath, rocking back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Again, 10 movements like this, letting the body warm up. Thinking like fluid movements, rocking through the hips, forward and back. Two more like this. And then returning to neutral spine, coming back into that tabletop position. We're going to outstretch that left leg. So we're going to bring the sole of the foot to the ground, or you can come up onto the edge of the foot if that feels more comfortable. It depends how tight you are through the adductors here. Now we're going to do adductor rocks. So we're rocking back and forward, back and forward. Again, moving gently in with the breath, dropping the heel to the glute. Lots of cracking out of me this evening. Letting the adductor open up, keeping that left leg steady, glued to the ground. Last one like this. And returning to neutral spine, we'll bring that left knee in and we're going to swap sides. So we're outstretching that right leg this time. And again, we are rocking back. Heel to glute, glute to heel. Nice stretch through that right adductor, breathing deeply, moving with intention. Two more like this. And once again, coming back to neutral spine, back to tabletop. So now we want to bring the knees back a step. So just walk your knees back a small bit. So we're going to do kneeling spinal flow here. So we want to come back and forward onto the hips. Moving with the breath. Feeling the spine like a wave. And rounds here. fluid, free form, playful. And once again, coming back to neutral spine, back to tabletop, bringing those knees in a little bit. So from here, we're going to do a version of thread the needle. So we're going to bring our left hand to our left ear. We're going to rotate elbow to sky, and then we're going to drop the elbow through. Inhale, repeat. Exhale, drop. Tempo comes to the mat, twisting through the spine at the top. 10 reps like this. And moving now to the opposite side. Right hand, right ear, twist to open and drop. Threading the elbow in under the left arm. Opening through the spine, the mid-back. Last one here. And releasing back to neutral spine. So from here, we're going to bring the glutes to the heels. We're going to come to kneeling. We're going to interlock the hands in front of the body. And then we're going to reach through the chest, roll the shoulders back, and then go the opposite way. So we are extending and flexing through the middle back. When we flex, we roll those shoulders back, really lift through the spine, and then we roll inwards. Two more each way. This is really nice if you sit at a desk or you find yourself slumped reading or writing during the day. And release. Give those arms a little shake. Okay, we're going to come down to seated now. We're going to do our 90-90s. So we are bringing our feet out in front. We're going to drop each side like a windscreen wiper. So this time we're going to try and use no hands. So we're dropping 90-90 to the left. No hands, we go to the right. 10 reps like this. Moving fluidly through the hip socket. Moving with the breath. Lifting through the spine. With every rotation, I'm moving closer to the camera. I'm going to have to adjust at the end. 2 more each direction. Last one each side. Okay, staying on the side that you're on, we're going to keep doing our 90-90, but we're going to add in a hip extension. So this looks like this. Again, no hands. We're rocking to the opposite side. Then we are placing our left hand on the mat, Lifting through the spine, bringing the opposite hand up and over the head. Gaze can follow. Sweep the hand down. No hands. We rock to the other side. Back hand comes down for support. Hip lifts, hand comes up. Gaze follows. We're going to do 6 reps like this. No hands when you're moving to the opposite side. Lifting, extending through the hip. Hand up overhead.
It's the cold, it's the flames, it's the fault lines. This is the moment, it's the moment we take from the main line.
Coming back to neutral spine, we are going to allow ourselves to come up to standing. We're going to spread our feet to the width of the mat, toes turned out slightly. So you know what's coming. We're going to go into our deep squat, dropping down into our malasana, elbows come to knees. So we are finding balance here. If you need to hold on to something, please do. Elbows push into knees, knees push into elbows for stability. So we're finding our deep squat. Then from here, we're letting the hands drop and we're pushing slowly into our forward fold. So we're going to make little figures of 8 here in our forward fold. Letting gravity do its work. Releasing us further and further towards the mat. Coming back to stillness now, keeping those hands on the mat. We come back down again into our deep squat. Try and lift the chest this time. Really get deep into those hips. Trust your balance. Let the glutes drop towards the mat. Holding here for a breath or 2. Deep inhales into the hips. Full exhales, release the hands. We come to our forward fold. Sway side to side. Making the figure of 8. Hopefully getting a little bit deeper this time. Lovely stretch in the hamstrings. Going back to stillness, we return once again to our deep squat. Elbows to knees, chest lifted, gaze lifted. Lovely deep stretch for the hips. Full inhale. Full exhale to emptied lungs. Releasing the hands one last time. We come up into our forward fold. We are swaying, figures of 8. Hopefully feeling a lovely release now through the lower back and the hamstrings. And from here, we're going to keep our feet where they are. Hands just come to stillness. Bring your hands to the front of the mat. Pick one leg to stay forward. I am going to bring my left leg forward, right leg back. Stepping back first, left leg comes forward. We are in a high lunge. So we're going to do about 8 reps of what's called the world's greatest stretch on either side. So if your left leg is forward, you're going to do this with your left arm. If it's the opposite leg, you're going to do it with the opposite arm. So we drop our elbow to our foot, and then we rotate open to the sky. We're going to keep doing that for 8 reps. Moving with the breath. Drop the elbow to the foot. Rotate open the chest to the sky. Two more like this. Coming back to stillness with our hands, we bring our front leg back and our back leg forward. So we're moving to the opposite side now for 8 reps. Elbow to foot, rotate and open. Last one here. So whatever foot is back now is going to come down to the mat, down onto the knee. Whatever foot is in front is going to come across the mat slowly. We're going to come into our supported sleeping swan. So we want to really outstretch that back leg. We want to bring the heel of this front leg in underneath the hip, and then we want to lower to our supports. So this is our first yin posture we're going to be holding here for a minute or so. So make sure you're comfortable. You're not pushing too far. You want to find your comfortable edge, and then you want to hold here and let your body open up. As always, your breath is an opportunity to breathe in some light and some space into the body. So if you're feeling any restriction or tightness or holding anywhere, any resistance, you can breathe into that space. And then you can exhale, sigh out whatever you're holding. And as you come to stillness here, just pay attention to where your body naturally creates more tension. So perhaps your shoulders are rising up towards your ears, so let them drop. Maybe you're holding tension in the jaw. If so, relax. The muscles of the face, the muscles around the jaw. Maybe you're holding tension in the shoulder blades, the upper back. I know this is quite a deep stretch to the hips, but trying to really surrender and melt. Relaxing through the hips, no tension through the feet. Just letting gravity do its work, supporting ourselves at our comfortable edge. If at any point it feels too much and you need a break, you can always drop onto the glute of the leg that you're stretching. So you can roll to the side, take a break, let the body relax and release, and then come back into your full stretch when you're ready. Keep reminding the body to relax. We don't have long here. Around 3 more breaths and we're going to move. So lifting slowly now from that position, just moving our supports forward, coming up onto our hands, tiptoeing that back leg in. We're going to bring our weight to the front, and then we're going to lift through the back leg and just pull gently on that back leg just to have a small stretch in the quad. So this doesn't need to look like anything fancy. You're just getting a nice stretch to the quad. If you want to make it deeper, keep that knee a bit further out. You'll get a deeper stretch. Just for a couple of breaths here. We're not holding this for long. Okay, release that quad stretch. Drop onto the glute of the leg that you have in front. And we're going to come into deer. So that kind of looks like a 90-90. So we're going to straighten that front leg, bring that back leg in a little bit. We're going to hold on to the knee of the front leg with our front hand and the back foot with our other hand, lifting through the spine, rolling the shoulders back. So while we're here, we are trying not to let the hips become really uneven. So we're trying not to have one hip really lifted and one hip right down. So we're trying to square those hips. You'll usually feel a lift through the back glute, so try to push that glute towards the mat as you hold here. Keeping the hips square, the spine straight. Your gaze is gentle. Okay, we're going to come into a small twist here. So the arm in front comes behind, the arm behind comes around to the front knee, gaze follows, just a gentle twist. You can deepen this by following with your gaze out over that back shoulder. And releasing back to neutral spine. We're going to come to seated, bringing the soles of the feet to touch. We're coming into a diamond shape, and we're going to do supported butterfly here. So bringing your supports to your feet or to in between if you're feeling flexible. We're going to start by hinging from the hip. So we're not curling with the shoulders, we're hinging from the hip. So we come forward as far as we can until we feel that pull through the hips and the backs of the legs. And then we follow by rounding the shoulders, walking the hands out in front. We just come to rest on our supports. Our knees are falling towards the earth, letting gravity do its work. Resting your head on your supports, just letting the body relax again. Once more, paying attention to where tension builds. So relaxing the muscles of the face and the jaw, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Not holding any tension in the arms, the back, the abdomen, the glutes, the hips. We are relaxed all the way down to the feet. This is a passive stretch, just letting gravity do its work. Again, try and remember the little mantra, I melt, I surrender. Feel yourself held by your mat. Let your muscles twitch and move as they release and relax. If you're like me, you'll probably feel so much more lightness and openness through that right leg, because I've just stretched it in a pigeon, and a little bit more tightness and holding through the left leg that we're yet to stretch. And just letting yourself release to the lower back, letting your body move deeper into the stretch with every breath. Okay, releasing the spine, walking the hands back slowly, straightening, removing your supports, moving them back to where they came from. We're going to move now to the opposite side, and we're going to repeat this on the opposite side. So we're going to start in deer. We're coming into that 90-90 stretch on the opposite side now. It doesn't have to be perfect 90-90, just the opposite leg out in front, back leg behind. Again, you're holding the knee on this leg, you're holding the knee on your front leg. You're holding kind of the shin calf area on your back leg, and then you're trying to lift through the spine and square those hips as you hold here. So we're not tilting too much from one side to the other. If it helps, you can use those hands to kind of push the legs gently into the earth. Push the knee down, push the calf down. Feel that lovely stretch. It's a really gentle stretch through the backs and sides of the legs and into the glutes sometimes.
I'm sick of all these alibis, the constant pointless accusations. I wonder why I even try.
Coming into our twist now, bringing the back hand to the front knee, the front hand back behind, and we gently twist, following with our gaze out over the shoulder, keeping our hips square, keeping our spine lifted, keeping our body relaxed.
Take a second, think about everything that we have been through. Tell me
Coming
what
back through neutral spine now. We are going to move into our sleeping swan on the opposite side, so making sure that you have some supports to hand. So we're pretty much exactly where we want to be. However, we need to come up onto our palms of our hands, outstretch that back leg, adjust the front leg, making sure that you have the knee or the heel in underneath the hip, because if it's squared off, that's more like a pigeon stretch, a little bit more difficult, not what we're looking for this evening. So again, we want to outstretch that back leg, find a comfortable position with the front leg, and then bring in our supports and relax down. We're going to hold here for a minute or two. So just like the last time, you're finding your comfortable edge, something you can hold comfortably for a minute or so. There might be a little bit of tension, a little bit of holding, a little bit of tightness in the hips, but that's okay. You definitely don't want there to be any pain. If there is, come up, make some adjustments to where the legs are positioned, and lower gently back into the full posture. When you get into the full posture, as always, you take that little inventory from head to toe, relaxing the muscles of the face, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the arms. They gently support us, but we're not holding tense. We're relaxing the chest, the back, letting the hips melt, letting the muscles twitch and move as you hold in this posture, releasing any restriction through the hips, relaxing all the way down to the feet. And as always, you're going to have asymmetry in the body, so this side might feel more difficult, it might feel easier, more comfortable. Wherever you're at, try to just meet yourself there and use the breath. Inhaling deeply, exhaling fully.
You fucked it, friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet. And once I knew I was not magnificent.
I know postures like this can be difficult, they can be challenging, they can provoke a lot of feelings, thoughts, sensations in the body. So know firstly that that's normal, and secondly that we can always use the breath. So essentially we're just allowing whatever surfaces to surface, whether that's feelings of irritation, or feelings of challenge, difficult emotions or sensations, difficult thoughts. We inhale light and space to whatever arises. And we exhale, sigh it out, let it go. And we might need to do that more than once. We might need to do it for the whole time we hold the posture, but it helps us to trust in our capacity to sit with discomfort and to kind of watch that discomfort melt away as we stop resisting. Just surrender to the posture for the last 3 breaths. Lifting slowly, moving our supports. We want to bring that back knee in just a little, and then we want to reach around, stretching through the quad. Again, nothing fancy here. If you want a little bit deeper, keep the leg out stretched. Lovely stretch the quad, just for a breath or 2. Releasing that quad stretch. We are going to bring that front leg back into tabletop. Pausing here just for a moment, getting ourselves steady through the hands as we lift into our downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet here. We're going to walk those hands back to meet the feet. We're going to roll up slowly, coming to standing. And then we're going to make our way to a seated position on the mat. So, allowing ourselves to fall back onto our spine. Moving any props or supports out of the way and any hair clips like myself out of the way. We want to allow our full spine to be in connection with the mat. So, the head, the neck, the full spine. Sometimes that means tilting the pelvis a little bit if we get a natural arch. So we tuck the pelvis, draw the belly button back to the spine, bring the soles of our feet to the mat. You're going to know this exercise by now. We're going to do our T or E, or trauma releasing exercises. So we're going to bring our big toes to touch. I was going to say, we're going to bring the soles of our feet to touch, and we're going to let our knees fall out to the side. So gravity is just doing its work here. And place a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart, if that feels good. Our hips are lovely and stretched now, so you should get a nice feeling of expansion through the hips and the glutes, through the adductors and the inner thighs, as you just let the knees fall open towards the earth. So no effort here, just letting gravity do its work. Then we're going to create a little bit of a space between the soles of the feet, just so they're not touching. And then we're going to draw the knees to about halfway up and hold. You should get that tremor pretty quick after all that hip stretching. But again, if you're not quite feeling it, just move a little millimeter up, a little millimeter down, and try and find that sweet spot for your muscles where you feel the twitch start to kick in, the little tremors start to kick in. When you find that tremor, just close down your eyes. Trust the process. Let your body twitch, move, tremor. As always, if it feels too much or like something you're not in the mood for this evening, you can pendulate in and out. So you can let the knees drop back open again, releasing the stretch, and then come back in when you feel ready. If you want to hold, keep steady in the position that you found. If you want to try and intensify it again, just move that millimeter up, millimeter down, and see if you're getting a little bit more activation from a different position.
Even when you cry, please just come home.
You can really encourage that tremor by reducing the arch in the lower back. So continuing to tuck that pelvis and holding in that tucked position as the legs tremor. I think we all are aware that this is one of my absolute favorite tools for the nervous system. To do something like this once a week is just such a powerful reset for your body, such a powerful emotional, physical, psychological release. So really allowing that tremor to do what it needs to do.
The skies can't be blue.
Remembering to play with the position of your knees, just a millimeter up, a millimeter down, to see if you can intensify whatever feeling is occurring in the pelvis and the hips. Keeping the pelvis tucked, keeping the rest of the body completely relaxed, keeping the breath steady. And releasing those knees out to the side once more. Deep inhale, full exhale. Just lying here for a couple of breaths to integrate, to rebound, to let the body process.
It will send slide down your collar, your bones, they will mend, I know they will. All quarried out, but not blunt.
As we lie here like this, just for another minute or so, I'm just going to invite you to bring in some box breathing. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. So you're working on your own count, trying to make the breath nice and slow and steady. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4.
Just below the ribs, to the higher reach, from the root to love, beatings of the waters. Your skin tastes the gorge far as we lie in the dark. Mouth is of sapphires when you speak. There's a spark across the room. The meetings of the water could have dark. Just below the ribs, to the higher reach, from the root to love, beatings of the
One more round of breath like this. And then you can let your breath return to normal and outstretch the legs in front. So we're going to close off our class today with our pentacle meditation. So we're going to bring our feet to the width of our mat, our hands down either side of the body, palms face to the sky. So a little bit of distance between the arm and the torso. You can let the feet fall out to the side, and I'm going to explain pentacle meditation and then we're going to do it together. So in just a moment, we're going to undo all of the relaxation that we've generated in the class. We're going to inhale, and with that inhale, we're going to create as much tension through the body as possible. So we're going to clench our teeth. We're going to draw the shoulders up towards the ears. We're going to clench through the abdomen, clench the glutes, make fists with the hands, flex the toes, maximum tension through every muscle in the body. The more tension that you can generate on the inhale, the greater the expanse and release on the exhale. So on the count of 3, we're going to inhale, creating maximum tension, and then we're going to exhale together and feel that beautiful expansion into a very short shavasana to end. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Inhaling. Creating maximum tension through the body. I'm talking grimacing through the face, shoulders pulled up to the ears, tense through the abdomen, really clenching through those fists, holding that maximum tension, really holding it, and release. Let the body melt into the mat. Feel yourself supported. Oh, feel that lovely lightness and expansion after all that tension. Let the breath steady once again. And we're going to rest here for just a minute. And while we're here, try to pay attention to the sensations of the body. So, what is the quality of the feeling in the body in comparison to the beginning of the class? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more relaxed? Feel relief or at ease? What's the quality of the breath? Are your breaths deep and slow? Nice regulated breaths. And lastly, what's the quality of the mind? Hopefully your thoughts have slowed. You're a little bit more present in your body. Maybe enjoying the rest at the end of that stretch. Starting to bring some gentle movement into the body now. Feel free to circle the wrists and the ankles or to take a big stretch up overhead. Moving at your own pace. Very slowly, we're going to come to a seated position. I love to roll onto my side first. Maybe just pause for a second here. Feel the comfort of this position, and then pushing off my hand, coming up to a seated position. If it's comfortable, you can sit cross-legged, or of course you can sit on your hunkers or with your legs out in front, just finding any comfortable position to end our class. So to do so, we're going to rub our hands together, creating some heat through the palms of the hands. Once you feel that heat, that friction, we're going to bring that touch. We can either cup the eyes if that feels good, or cup the chin, the jaw, whatever you feel you need. Feeling the heat of your own touch, very gentle on the face. Releasing the hands now. Thank you so much for practicing with me this evening. I hope you feel stretched, relieved, rested, really at ease and content. And I hope it brings you a gorgeous night's sleep. I look forward to flowing with you again next week. Have a gorgeous week.